and welcome to the recap of Raw May 4th episode. The night started, Roman tried to start off the show, but was stopped by Adam Pearce telling him Jacob hasn't arrived yet. Seth tells him he's in his way and makes his entrance to start off the show. Then Seth gets attacked by Braun Breaker while making his way to the ring at the top of the show, spears him in the ring. Officials and security try to stop him, but he tosses them aside.
My honest to God thoughts on that. That's a good way to start off Monday Night Raw because the way they started off with the tension and drama, and then it peeled back a layer, and then the layer that was peeled back, it was more drama.
Yep.
All the way down to the ambush. Cinema.
Then we start the night off with then we go into the first match of the night. JD versus Finn Balor. JD pins Balor after a highly intense match and interference from the Judgment Day. Go ahead.
I knew what was gonna happen with the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
But my real thought is, what is Roxanne about to do? I would like you to elaborate what you think she about to do, because I see a motherfucking side swipe coming.
She don't have nobody to help her out. She'll be doing a 1v2, and it's not a good 1v2. She don't have nobody, because we already know how WWE operates. They're not gonna have Finn Balor put his hands on them girls. They might try to do it on some incidentally shit, but they're not about to let them. They're not about to let that fly. But I was more so.
If it was Randy Orton, all three of them got arcade.
Oh, listen, that's a totally different story. That was when Vince was at the helm. This is a new era. So my whole thing was that crazy ass Spanish fly that JD did. That was crazy. Then her, she could have easily botched that whole. Not to say she could have botched it, but botched it in the sense of how Dom botched a few moments, or when Balor botched a few moments when they would interfere in the matches a while back.
Yeah.
And it'll be incidental oopses and ahs. That's what I thought was going to happen, but that didn't happen. That had happened, then I would have suspected something, but I don't know, it was too clean, her cooperation. So then we go into Penta Javon versus Rusev and Ethan. Ethan pins Penta for the win.
So we're not going to talk about how Javon and Penta was looking like the Lucha Brothers.
And we're not going to talk about how Ethan Page is currently undefeated since he debuted.
Bro, he 2 matches in, don't do that.
And he just pinned the Intercontinental Champion.
You trying to put him up there with Danhausen? I ain't on
that. He ain't the only one that's undefeated. JC Jane's undefeated. Obafemi's undefeated. Has Trick lost a match?
About disqualification, but not 1, 2, 3.
See, they're already doing better than him. They didn't. Well, actually, no. JC Jane got disqualified. I think
disqualifications in wrestling, that's just you calling the match off.
What'd you think about the end match celebration?
I think them two might be the best new tag team that I think I never thought I would want if they keep it up. Because if you put Rusev in a bodyguard role, I think he'll shine.
Soruka makes her long-awaited entrance. New theme music. As of right now, on first listen, not a fan. Might grow on me. Then Becky Lynch, she pops out before Soul signs her contract. then talks directly to ignore Soul, talks to Adam that's in the ring, and complains about Io Janetti. That's what she called her.
Disrespectful.
And then Soul interrupts her like, all right, are you done? And then Becky says she's not done. And then they go into a whole back and forth. Then Soul says, listen, keep playing with me, I'm going to snatch your soul. Signs the contract, hands it off to Adam Pearce. Becky tries to take a swing at her, misses Soul, but hits Adam, and Becky's apologizes to Adam, and then Soul hits her with a Soul Snatcher. I thought we almost lost our girl at that moment. I ain't gonna lie, my heart dropped.
That botch.
Oh my lord!
I'm glad she caught her balance.
Listen. Because all it takes is a fucking slip.
She didn't catch her balance, that would have been ugly. But that just goes to show, but that really just goes to show how much of a, not even just a performer, but how much of a professional she is. She said, fuck the fact that I had to show the world that I bought. She still completed the task. I respect it.
And it still looked nice, and it still looked good. Then we go into
the Soul Snatcher that didn't look good yet.
There was one that was like almost a botch. You know which one I'm talking about.
That would not be named, but I was.
Then we go into Joe Hendry versus Austin Theory. Joe sings Fire Logan Paul song again before the match starts. Logan crashes out. The match ends up starting. Logan ends up crashing out and attacking Joe Hendry during the match. They pretty much jump him. Then the Street Profits come out and take out Austin and Logan. Then Braun pulls up and saves them and takes out the Street Profits. And then Seth comes out of nowhere and stops Braun before he was about to spear, who was that, Montez, or was that Angela?
He was about to spear Angela.
Right, because he flipped Montez out. That was a crazy flip. Yeah, flipped Montez out the ring. About to spear him. Then Seth grabs his leg, and then they go into that whole thing where they go back. Well, actually, no. Seth takes control of the situation. Then they end up in the ring that Seth was about to hit him with a stomp. And then Montez gets back in the ring to he runs at Seth, but he's not, his target isn't Seth, it's to jump over that corner turnbuckle and hit Logan Paul, Austin Theory, or they're on the outside behind him.
Crazy spot.
And then after he got distracted by that, because who couldn't get distracted by that? It was like seeing a flying elephant. And Braun hits him with a spear out of nowhere and tells him, "You almost got me."
I like how they building Braun Breaker, but his downfall gonna be something crazy when it get that time.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to build Braun too strong, bro.
I think it's a nice steady build right now.
But you don't want to make him too invincible too early, because look how they fumbled the bag with Umaga. Because once John Cena beat him, it's like
it kind of went downhill from there.
Yeah. So you got to be careful with how you building Braun, and if you're gonna build him as that unstoppable new guy, like, he has to lose to a credible threat. And if he loses to a credible threat, every other person he loses to has to be a credible threat. He can't just be losing for the fuck of it. You feel me? That's my issue with the whole whatever. And then WWE need to go and hit on and pay me for marketing. You got the money on my side with the Street Profits. Make it make sense.
Then there was also the backstage segment with them backstage and Seth pretty much saying, look, we all have the same enemies. We all are shooting at the same people. We got this we're bound to bump heads at some point. There's nothing wrong with us working together. Granted, yeah, in the past we didn't get along or whatever. You don't trust me, people don't trust me, whatever. Cool. I don't trust me. And then, but we're all fighting the same enemy.
At the end of the day, I feel like Bronson Reed making his return real soon.
Oh yeah, he can't wait to come back. He wants to go after Roman when he comes back.
He gonna be the only other person that's credible to Roman throne.
Yeah, because he was the last one to beat Roman, because he beat him in that street fight. So then we go into the Oba Femi Open Challenge. Oba comes out, says the Open Challenge has begun. Then Alpha Academy music starts playing, and it's Akira Tozawa that comes out with Otis and Maxine. They come up to the ring. Tozawa gets in the ring as well. He's about to challenge him. Thinks about it, backs up, realizes what he's really fighting, and looks at Otis, and Otis steps in, and the ref sounds the bell, and the match begins. Oba pins Otis after a very entertaining match.
All I'ma say is this: give that boy Otis a raise.
I was laughing the entire match. As serious as Oba Femi is as a wrestler, he has a comedic side, and he can be funny when the time calls for it.
Yeah, last night showed his range, and I'm kind of glad that they did that, because I think we talked about it a little bit before we started recording. I think you said something on the lines of them showing Oba in that light adds to the unpredictability. And you were 100% correct.
Because it's like when I was saying when they first announced it, I think it has a lot of potential to be something very good, very fun, and entertaining to see. Granted, we're going to get some squash matches here and there. That's just the course of it. But when you get matches like this, where it can be both funny and entertaining, and then you can also mix it in with some serious open challenge contenders.
I didn't even think that was a squash match.
No. I'm not counting this as a squash match.
No, I'm saying if that would have been Tozawa, yeah, you could count that as a squash match. This right here,
because Otis held his own.
two big men going at it. That's all.
And then it also still reminded you that Otis is a threat, because he ain't go down like a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have easily
I thought Oba was about to fly over the rope. I ain't even gonna hold.
Listen, when then Oba pulled up with that torpedo European uppercut on him, I'm like, oh yeah, this is Oba. Oba, he's wrestling different now, because now he, you know what I'm saying, he's been used to being able to pick somebody up and throw him around and everything. And it was crazy when he did it to Brock with the fall from grace on him. And then when he got to the point where he was about to hit the fall from grace on Otis, he started realizing, wait a minute.
Nah.
I gotta do this a little differently. Used the ropes to help him, and then he got him up in the fall for grace and got that pin.
Entertaining, class act match, being entertaining. We need more Monday Night Raws like that, matches like that on Monday Night Raw. Something like this.
Also, they need to make the open challenges. If there's no crazy match going on, make these open challenges the main event for Raw, please. Because it adds to the unpredictability of the main event. We never know what we're gonna get, and it's gonna be entertaining,
one way or the other.
Then we go into the main event, the last match of the night, the 6-man tag match with OG Americano Grande with his Americano Hermanos going against Los Americanos with the real Americano. OG Grande Americano pins Bravo for the win after a entertaining match with the funniest commentary of the night.
I'm not even gonna lie, that commentary saved that match for me.
Boy, was I laughing.
Michael Cole was on one.
Michael Cole was on one. Corey Graves was on one. The Credos, not Credo. Oh,
He started working at AAA last week. Now he act like he just a connoisseur of Mexican culture. I was crying laughing, bro. Man, that's what I'm saying. WWE need to go off the rails like that more.
Yeah, I would just wish they had Brutus and Julius in mass when they attacked Americano Grande last week, and it would have made so much more sense to have them in the mass this week, because seeing them in AAA, that was our first time seeing them. Like, granted, they may not have been on like TV, but that was our first time seeing them on WWE in a long time.
Which makes me believe they about to get rid of the original Grande.
Yeah.
They doing too much to bring him back to Chad Gable.
So then we go into Roman and Jacob Fatu contract sign. That's all I wrote down from my notes. See, I told you I kept that shit brief.
Look, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Because there's so much to talk about with that.
That's how you sell a tongue and death grip, bro. That's how you build a threat.
From the dialogue to the tongue and death grip, and then I got a little concerned because Roman signed that contract pretty quickly, and I'm like, all right, Jacob, you still got to sign. And then he did, and then all that popped off. I'm like, damn, is Jacob gonna sign the damn contract? Because he didn't sign it still. Like, priorities here. You should honestly, Jacob should have been the first one to sign it. Then Roman should have signed it.
It was the disrespect.
No. I'm saying it because, like, the way he signed it, he had to, like, flip. Because remember, he pretty much, like, tongue death grip choke slammed him through the table.
You gotta understand, we dealing with high-headed Roman. He don't got Paul Heyman to cool him off.
No.
Don't do that.
No. That's not what I'm saying, right? I'm just talking about for the flow of everything. And it would have also made more sense because he's hungry and he wants it more.
You right.
For him to sign it first, and then, because instead of him trying to find the contract after he tongue and death grip choke slammed him through the table, he went and had to scramble to sign it.
I feel that, but I just got one problem with that whole right there.
What's up?
What the fuck Adam Pearce gonna do?
Not a goddamn thing.
When he was in the tongue and death grip, he was just grabbing Adam like, get him off me, bruh. What Adam Pearce gonna do?
Suspend.
Bitch move, tribal chief.
What you mean? I make things move around this bitch. Get a motherfucker suspended, family or not. They want to do business with me.
I like how they was taking digs at the company too. Everybody man with TKO right now.
I like what Jacob said. I'm gonna milk them for everything like they did to our family for years. I'm surprised people booed at that. There was a couple boos.
People don't understand what they seeing right before their eyes. That's all it is. And you can't expect everybody to see the vision. You can't expect everybody to see what I see, what you see.
And you want to know something else that was different? That was also vastly different from last week when he attacked Roman.
What?
He wasn't getting booed. They were chanting his name. Fatu. He got booed last week when he hit him with the tongue and death grip and did all that and walked out and hopped out the ring.
I forgot where they was.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Them a bunch of bloodthirsty ass people.
Cole said the only thing they know about is growing corn.
You feel me? So, if Gus said that, what I said just landed. I don't know. I think Backlash gonna be a good, you know.
Backlash is gonna be. It's gonna be something. I'm hoping Danhausen picks Oba as his partner, and if he don't, it should be. I think he should go Ethan.
Those are two good picks, but
They ain't, cause they're neither of them are doing nothing for Backlash. They ain't busy.
I feel it, but realistically speaking, you know, I have to go with somebody like Royce Keys, Mr. Iguana. There's somebody that like another comedy act, or
You wanna know why I say Oba?
a big powerhouse, or a comedy act. Those are one of the two.
You know,
Pick a wrestler.
You wanna know why I say Oba?
Yeah.
Remember when he was in NXT? All the early promos he cut, he was talking about destiny. This is fate. This is my path. You cannot change destiny. You cannot alter fate. That playing into Danhausen with his curse. It's like a match made in heaven. Calls himself the bringer of war. I think he called himself the Destin one time when he was cutting the promos on NXT and all that. I think it would be a good match. But Ethan, because of the friendship, and Ethan is undefeated as well, and they would both right now be 2-0.
Yeah.
And it will play into the comedy bit because Ethan himself is also funny.
But I honestly would believe that he'd have to blackmail Ethan or be like, bro, you curse if you don't do such and such.
Like, comment, subscribe to either Old Man Jenkins or this channel, or both, preferably.
Make sure you do that. If not, you're just gonna keep asking until you do it.
Damn right. Goals. Have a blessed day.